Honestly, I wish I knew those things before. I mean, that would have made my life so much easier, but it's okay. I've learned them in 24, so I tell them now to you so that you know what I learned and maybe you can learn something from that. But first of all, hi, I'm Serena. I'm a singer-songwriter, producer, and videographer and photographer. So I'm like doing different creative things. And here's what I learned in the past year. Fake it till you make it a scam. When I first heard that, I was like, no, that's wrong, because fake it till you make it helps me totally to get the work done, because I'm like, I know I can do that, and this brings me in some other mentality. But I was at a workshop in November and someone told that, and I was like, no. But a few days after that, I was like, hey, maybe she's right, because if you're already faking it, you can already do it, so you're not faking it. And it was really funny, because a few weeks after I heard that quote from her, I talked with a friend, because we had that talk, what is journalism, what it's not. And it really showed me exactly that quote. If you're faking it, you're already making it. And fake it till you make it is a scam. Nobody talks about their failure. And if you people open up. No, it's really funny. At the beginning of the year, I was like at this big conference where like all the musicians are, and I talked with someone I worked before, and he works on a different field, and I knew that he was doing music for a long time. I guess he already studied, but I'm not completely sure. And then we were talking, and he said to me that he was in Japan and doing music there, and I told him, wow, that's great. And he was like, yeah, that's great, but that's like the only thing I achieved in 10 years, because they show you what you make, but I was working so hard to get there, and people don't see that. And that's so true, especially when you're in a creative field or in a field where many people want to achieve the same thing. You only see like, oh, he hit that goal, and I hit that, and so on and so on. And then you feel like so bad, because you feel like you achieved nothing, and all you do is fail. Because especially if you're in music and you're in a beginning stage and you're an independent artist, you write so many emails all the time, and nobody replies you, and you write them a second email, follow-up email, and nobody writes you back, and you feel like so bad, because you see like the other people playing shows and everything, and like starting questioning yourself. Or also in other fields, I mean, it's really funny. You would be surprised how many people are actually Nepo babies, because if you just Google them a little bit, because like I Googled someone in like in the middle of the year. I was like, wow, she's doing so great work. How did she achieve that? And then I Googled her, and I really made a deep dive, and I realized, yeah, her father is already an art director, and honestly, it makes things so much easier. And for someone like me who isn't born in this field, who has like parents who made totally different things, who hasn't a friend group who's in this field, it's like so hard to get things done. And I think it's totally okay, and we need to embrace this failure more, because after you failed so much, you feel so much greater to achieve something and to get there finally. People show you if they want you or not, and I had to learn that on the hard way. A really great example is I was freelancing for a company, I was always asking them, hey, do you have new freelance work? And after a friend of mine just finished one project and I knew they wanted someone who makes that project again, I said to her, hey, I would do that. I did that, and I knew if I didn't ask her, I would never get there. And it's not that my qualifications were bad or anything. I guess it just didn't match, like, personally perfectly well, and it was like so hard, and I always had to communicate so well. I mean, you always have to communicate well, but they made it really hard for me to do this job. And I applied this year for a new job, and after I sent my application there, 30 minutes after that, they called me and they wanted to talk to me about the conditions and everything. And I mean, it was totally crazy. And I mean, most of the time you're neutral and people won't care about you. But if there is a strong feeling against you or for you, you will feel that. And people don't give you mixed feelings. And I don't mean that for people, I mean that for everything that's people driven, like, I don't know, sports group, companies, families, probably, everything. And you will know that if you're at the right place or not, because people show you how they feel about you. Don't be too harsh on yourself. I have this, especially with my creative work, that I believe when I create something, that I see like every single error that you can possibly see. I'm like, oh no, the lighting is not perfect, or I don't know, super little things. And I just realized it's okay if it's imperfect. I mean, I make this video and it won't be perfect, and it's totally okay. I mean, you need to grow to get better, but for someone that never makes a video, this video is pretty good, and that's fine. It's like super funny when I show my work to people that don't have anything to do with the creative things I'm making. They're like, wow, this work is great. And people that doing it professionally or are a bit further in the game than me see that error, and I think it's totally fine, because if you create and show your work, you can get better. But if you're like hesitating all the time and think, oh, that's so worse, you can't get better. Friendship is something fluid. What I mean by that is I always had that thing in my head that I thought friendship is something linear, or when you meet people it's pretty linear, so that you meet the person and then you get to know them better and something happened and you split apart. But I learned in the past year that it's not like that, because I met so many people that I thought I will never meet again. And sometimes I met them in a totally different context. Sometimes I reached out to them, sometimes they reached out to me. And I've realized that it's not something linear, instead it's something really fluid. And sometimes you meet them and it's like a super perfect conversation. And it's really nice to have that. And then you won't meet again for a couple of years, or sometimes you realize why this person isn't in your life, and so on and so on. And I think it's great that it's like so fluid, and that you don't know when you meet the person again, or if you ever meet the person again. And the last one, do it for you. Do it for you. I mean, you hear that all the time, and I always thought I would do things for me. But you don't always do things for you, because you're so much influenced by the people near you. And if, for example, if people near you are always questioning some certain life passes, you probably do too. And it's not that you're questioning that, but it's like so much implanted in you, and you don't start doing that because people are doubting that. And if you were like realizing, questioning, and it's like not questioning you on a superficial level, it's really deep questioning, because I wasn't realizing that I wasn't doing certain things for me. I was just doing that for like social reasons, or I don't know. And especially for me, for a person that always thought I just do things for me, I realized that I did certain things for my family. And I mean, that's okay, because you're living not on your own and you have to care about other people. I guess sometimes you have to be more egoistical to get there where you want to, and to be that person. So those were 6 things I learned in 24. I hope they help you, and if you stick to this part of the video, please write me in the comments what you learned in the past year, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!